Ready?
Ready? I congratulate and salute our armed forces for their patriotism, courage, and sacrifice. Especially last few days, our armed forces are undergoing lot of challenges from across the border. But they are facing all these challenges with their might, with their courage, and their patriotism. I salute the Army, Air Force, and also the CRPF for the courage and patriotism they have shown last few days. Especially this time, I salute the Air Force and its air warriors. I salute Abhinandan Mathwan for his courage and patriotism. At this crucial hour, all of us must show our solidarity and we must support the armed forces. I'm not comfortable to have this press conference today, but I am compelled. Because as former defense minister, I am not comfortable to have a press conference today. But I am compelled. Last few days, no other leader or Prime Minister of India is touring the country and spreading misinformation. Is spreading information, misinformation, and day before yesterday, he has gone to the extent of saying that Congress compromised national security for commission. He is referring to the Rafale deal. He accused the Congress. Congress delayed Rafale deal for 4 years to get commission. Then, at this crucial hour for the nation, we have to answer these questions. My answer to Prime Minister on this Rafale is purely on the basis of CAG report. It's an authentic report placed both Houses of Parliament. The CAG report, page 109, CAG started explaining the background of the procurement of 126 fighter aircraft. In fact, in the CAG says, Indian Air Force initiated a proposal in the year 2002 when NDA was in government to procure 126 MMRCA in single vendor basis. Then page number 12 of the CAG report says, thus 4 years were spent on deciding whether to procure the aircraft on single source basis or through competitive tendering. So 4 years were wasted by NDA government from 2000 to 2004 to take a decision whether single vendor or multi-tender. 4 years they wasted. They were not able to take a decision. But when UPA came, we issued RFP for procuring 126 MMRCA on multi-vendor situation. That is stated in page 113 of CAG report. Page 121 of CAG report says, in January 2012, during our time, Rafale was selected as L1. That is reported in 121, page number 121 in CAG report. Page number 125 of the CAG report says, meanwhile, after determination of L1 vendor during 2012, there were several complaints alleging irregularity in the price evaluation process, including complaints from honorable members of parliament. Who are the honorable members of this parliament? Not from the ruling party. Stalwarts of BJP at that time. Even today, one of the complainants was Subramanian Swamy. Another complainant was Yashwant Sinha. He was at that time BJP stalwarts in the Lok Sabha. Then another unusual turn took place. 3 members of the CNC, Contract Negotiation Committee's 3 members complained to the Defense Ministry about the selection of L1. As Defense Minister, can I throw this complaint to the basket, waste paper basket, and allow the Ministry and the Air Force to complete the process and send it to Cabinet Committee on Security? Then I wrote something like that. As the Air Force is insisting to complete the process at the earliest because I can understand their anxiety. So let the negotiation continue as per the insistence of Air Force. But references received from honorable members of Parliament and from 3 members of the CNC regarding the L1 determination may also be re-examined in detail to remove any doubt whatsoever about the integrity of the procurement process before the case is progressed for the CFA approval. Is it a delay to get commission? Or am I doing my duty as the defense minister of the country to protect the integrity of the procurement process which were going on? Let the country decide. Then what happened? Page number 125 of CAG report. The team appointed to re-examine the complaint appointed as by my direction submitted the report as per the CJ report, page number 125. The team in its report submitted on 27 March 2015 concluded 27 March 2015 UPA was not in power. The team submitted report on 27 March 2015 when NDA was in power. Narendra Modi was the Prime Minister. Government can ignore the reports, proceed on the reports. That is for the government of the day. They will have to face the nation and explain, and they will have to face the consequences. But what was the report? The team entrusted to re-examine on the basis of the complaint by Subramanian Swamy, Yashwant Sinha, and others, and members of CNC, 3 members of CNC. The report say so many things. You can go through the report, 125. Finally, the committee recommend in March 2015 that the RFP for the procurement of MMRCA may be withdrawn. As a result, that was their recommendation because they found, as the complaint by Subramanian Swamy and Yashwant Sinha and members of CNC, they found irregularity in the process of selection of N1. So they categorically recommended that this RFP must be withdrawn. Government can reject it. Government can accept it. But if we were in the government, if we rejected the report of the committee and proceed, what will be the reaction of the Indian media? What will be your reaction at that time? What would have been the reaction of the NDA and Narendra Modi if we were in the government, if we ignore the report? What would have been the reaction of the CAG. If we were the government and we rejected the report of the committee. Unfortunately, CAG has not found any fault with the government. But I am surprised to know the NDA government did not discuss this report either in the Defense Ministry or in the CCS. But when this report is before the Prime Minister, before the Defense Ministry, before the government, you can see page 126 of the CAG report. On April 10, 2015, the Indo-French joint statement was made in Paris between the Prime Minister of India and the President of the French Republic to conclude an intergovernmental agreement for supply of 36 aircraft, Rafale aircraft in flyaway condition. This intergovernmental agreement was concluded. At that time, still the RFP for 126 was alive. Still negotiation was going on. It was not cancelled. That RFP was cancelled after 3 months of this intergovernmental agreement. Why the government did not go through the recommendation of the committee appointed by the previous UPA government to go through the irregularities alleged by Subramanian Swamy, Yashwant Sinha, and three CNC members? As the signatory for the intergovernmental agreement, the Prime Minister must answer why he ignored the report of the committee submitted to him on 27 March 2015. He can reject it, he can accept it, but he should explain the nation why he has ignored the report. Government can accept it, government can reject it, but government has a duty to the nation. Why such a serious finding by a committee appointed by the highest committee appointed by the government? He has to answer that. And also, page number 9, that is that. Page number 126, that is, he has to answer. Then page number 139. 139, another thing. Page number 139. CAG report, first paragraph. Recommendation of the Law Ministry. Since about 60% of advance payments were to be made to the French vendor, Ministry of Law and Justice advised that the government sovereign guarantee should be requested in view of the value of the proposed procurement. It was the recommendation and advice of the Ministry of Law and Justice under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. that recommendation was rejected. Why? There is no bank guarantee. They recommend another thing. That also, page number 139, para 2. That the payment should be through an escrow account or any other safeguards if the ministry was to work out in consultation with the French government. That was also rejected. We must answer that. Another thing, in page number 139, paragraph 3, in case of any breach of agreement, the CAG report, paragraph 3, in case of any breach of agreement in Indian party, that is ministry, would have to first settle it through arbitration directly with French vendor. If the arbitration award were in favor of Indian party and the French vendor fails to honor the award, Indian party should exhaust all available legal action. Only then the French government would make these payments on behalf of the vendor. In the intergovernmental agreement signed by the Prime Minister, they sacrificed Indian interest and allowed the French vendor to refuse bank guarantee, escrow account, and we will get a chance only after failing all avenues, arbitration, legal action, then only the French government will enter. That too after getting recommendation from a high-level committee appointed by the UPA government. That committee report received to the Prime Minister and Defence Ministry on March 27, 2015. Why he has done all this? Instead of answering these questions, he went to the extent of accusing the government, the UPA government and Congress party, that we delayed it 4 years for the sake of commission. When there was accusation by senior members of the BJP, including Subrahmanya Swamy, Yashwant Sinha, and unusually for the first time in the history of Defence Ministry, 3 members of contract negotiation committee itself say there is irregularity. Then we acted to re-examine it. Then, to protect the integrity of the process, we have been accused that we delayed it for commission. Prime Minister ignored the committee report and gave all concession to the vendor. He must answer these questions. And one more thing. In our proposal, there was technology transfer provision. Technology is the highest value thing, most costliest thing in the present world is technology. In this contract, they lost that opportunity, though technology transfer. Since when the soldiers are fighting in the border, and since even yesterday, and soldiers are dying, their martyrdom, even now, Prime Minister goes on politicizing the issue, goes on accusing the opposition even going to the extent of that we delayed the Rafale deal for commission. So it is high time for the Prime Minister to answer my questions on the purely on the basis of CAG report. He should answer why, without examining the recommendation of the committee, ignoring that, why he went to France, entered this agreement, and gave all this concession to the French company. And in fact, Prime Minister sacrificed our national interest, according to me. Okay. Yes. CAG, that's why I asked the question. Instead of NDA government, if our government ignored that report, what would have been the reaction of CAG? What would have been the reaction of you, Indian media, independent Indian media? What would have been the reaction of NDA, BJP, Narendra Modi ji, if we have done this?
So are you saying that you actually took your decisions in respect of Rafale depending on what the reaction of the media or the reaction of the BJP would be?
And this is an imaginary question, because deal is over.
Reactions would have been adverse. What
No,
was
no.
the decision?
When we were there, you also criticized me for delaying. But I was delaying to protect the national interest because I got complaint from very, very responsible politicians in the country. And also I got complaint from the members of the CNC. That is why I said. I mean, my question is hypothetical, because deal is over. If in this place, if Narendra Modi's place, if BJP government place, if we have done this without ignoring the recommendation, what would have been your answer? What would have been the reaction? What would have been the criticism about our government in the CAG report or the BJP? This is my imaginary question, because everything is, they have done it. Now they have to justify. Now Prime Minister, because he is the number man and who signed the agreement. As a result of the agreement only, they got all this concession, no bank guarantee, everything. So, let them explain.
Sir, senior leader of your party, Mr. Digvijay Singh, has claimed it and declared Pulwama attack as an accident. And then what is the response of the Congress party? And at the same time, Mr. VK Singh has said that now Congress should answer that was the assassination of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was an accident or a terror attack.
You see, in this hour of flashness thing, I don't want to enter any controversy. But I would like to say one thing. During our time, operational details of military operations were briefed to the media by the defense spokesperson. You are a witness to that. Not by the BJP president, Amit Shah, like that. How the BJP president know all these things? He is not even minister. He is telling the number. During our time, only defense personnel, official spokesmen used to brief the media. That was the truth. Now, not a minister, only he is a respectable BJP president. He goes on elaborating the operational details, including the number. Air Force Chief say, I can't say the number. I will say only that our target is achieved. According to me, Air Force Chief is the authorized person, knowledgeable person. He can say details of the operation by Air Force. But operation is going on in the valley even now. Even yesterday our soldiers died. That details only Army and CRPF can explain. Not BJP spokesman or the BJP president. It is very, very unfortunate. Don't politicize the armed forces. Don't bring the military into politics. I request the BJP president. I request the Prime Minister. Don't politicize the army. As a former minister, I'm telling them. Our armed forces are a unique one. They accept the democracy. They accept the decision of the democratic, the elected government. They are apolitical. They have no politics. They have no religion. They are for the country. For 24 hours, whether temperature is minus 45 degree or it is 45 degree, summer 46 degree, they are round the clock, 24 hours, 24/7. They are on alert. They are safeguarding the country. In that attempt, sometimes they are sacrificing their life. Don't politicize them. Let them say. Operational details, let the military say.
Mr. Antony, sir, the question was something else. He was seeking your response to Digvijay Singh's statement that Pulwama attack was an accident.
I don't want to say anything about, I believe the Air Force Chief. He said, Air Force Chief said, we achieved the target, but number, I am not the man to say. I added that Amit Shah is not the man to add to say the number. I don't want to say anything further about the incidents because still armed forces are fighting there. Still they are fighting because as a former defense minister I believe unless and until all the terrorist camps operating from across the border in Pakistan soil, as long this kind of situation will continue. My request to the government is, now this is an opportunity, Pakistan is isolated. We must compel, persuade international community to direct Pakistan to demolish all the terrorist camp from Pakistani soil. And Pakistan should not be a safe haven for terrorists. Now, anti-terrorism is one of the major agenda of international community because all nations are suffering from terrorist activity. Not only India, US, China, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, all of them facing this. A high time, opportunity for the government. They should do that.
So I have a question, sir. Sir, as far as the Pulwama attack is concerned, there were sources from the government who claimed that there was intelligence, despite having the attacks like that happened in Puri, in Pathankot, Gurdaspur. Do you think the government did not act in time on the intelligence? Do you think the government was caught napping? This is the first question. Second question, sir, like you were mentioning, as far as the numbers given by the BJP chief is concerned, would you want the government to come forth and give a clarification on the numbers?
I will give some other day my answer. This today I don't want to say. Anyway, the question to the answer you said that the answer also. But today I don't want to go beyond certain rest limit.
Sir, coming back to Digvijay Singh, sir, Ravi Shankar Prasad is also doing a press conference at this moment, and he's saying, is this all a part of conspiracy, the way Congress leaders are putting out these tweets?
Sir, one more question, sir. On that day only, when Air Force Chief Dhanawal has given statement that we have achieved the target and our work was to hit the target, not to
I am telling my view as former defense minister.
Responded yesterday.
I am telling as for, you see, you are, every day you are reporting so many press conferences. But the last 5 years, I had been very few press conferences on defense because I was a former defense minister. I with the armed forces for more than 7.5 years. I know their sacrifice. I know their dedication. I don't know their prediction. So I never criticized the military last 5 years. Unlike the BJP was in the opposition. I never gave you an answer in defense function on political issues. You are a party to that. Whenever I was briefing on defense issue, I said, defense, no politics. Don't bring politics in defense. That was my answer. Okay. Thank you. Last.
दूसरी आप कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी को पॉलिटिसाइज नहीं करने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं पीएम को और दूसरे नेताओं को। सेम बीजेपी ये आरोप कांग्रेस पर लगा रही है कि कांग्रेस इस इशू को पॉलिटिसाइज कर रही है। फोर्सेस उड़ी के समय भी अलग रही थी, उस समय भी और अभी भी अलग रह रही थी, लेकिन मुद्दे को लगातार पॉलिटिसाइज किया लग रहा है कि चुनाव अब इसी को लड़ा जाएगा। क्या कहेंगे?
The main thing is, even after many operations or even after surgical strike, terrorist activities is going on in the border. Pathankot, Uri, Nargota, latest killing of the CRPF. That is the main concern of should be the country. That country must, at least Prime Minister must call an party meeting. Prime Minister must call a party meeting and take the opposition into confidence. How many times UPS time, Dr. Manmohan Singh called a party meeting. He took the opposition away together. I was also there in that meeting. He took away together to hear patiently. All the opposition, but not the main opposition, not major parties. All parties represent the parliament. He used to convene in PM House many a times. Why not once after this incident? Once Prime Minister, at least once, he called a all-party leaders meeting, not parliament leaders, all-party leaders meeting, discuss with them, confide with them. This is my request as the last request. Okay, thank you.
Thank
No,
you.
so, nothing today, nothing today. That the AICC will say. Today my purpose is different. Okay, thank you.